Hey y'all, it's Cassidy. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, then welcome to our family. I hope you decide to join. But I talk a lot about content creation, filmmaking, lifestyle, all that good stuff that I love. So let's do it. So if you guys did not know, recently I started a production on iPhone series that's now on a playlist called Create on iPhone, because I wanted to show you guys, for beginners, people just starting, or even people who are more advanced but want to be able to create on their device that they have in their hand. Then I started creating videos just to show you guys how to create the best quality footage on your phone where people wouldn't even notice that you're doing it on your phone. So this video, I really wanted to go into designing a thumbnail on your iPhone. I feel like if you're really trying to generate a YouTube channel and you're using your phone, that the thumbnail is that last big thing you'd need to know how to do on your phone if you don't have a computer or graphic design software available to you. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture that I want to create a thumbnail with. If you guys already have a picture saved into your photo album, you can skip that step, but I'm going to use an app, not a font. I'm going to use an app called Phonto, Phonto, to create my thumbnails. I use this a lot when I have to design flyers or really quick graphic designs from my phone. So I really love this app, but when you open it up, you're going to get this plain grid here. So the first thing you're going to do is press that little camera icon, and you're gonna go to plain images. I like to do plain images, and then I'm just gonna select that first little gray square, and at the top here you'll see some dimensions. That's a 2048 by 2048. So if you tap those dimensions, you have the option to now create custom dimensions. So you're gonna need to do this because YouTube thumbnails are 1280 by 720. So you're just gonna click on custom dimensions, change that first number to 1280, change that second number to 720, and then you can select done, and now it will show you a square with those dimensions. From there, if you guys do want to have a background color, you can click color at the bottom, and you'll see all these different color options, so you can just kind of click through them, manipulate them if you want to, and decide what you like. For my case, I want my picture to fill up the entire icon thumbnail, so I'm not necessarily going to need a color, so it doesn't matter. So from there, if you have a color chosen that you like, you're just going to click that little share icon, and you're going to select use. So use now puts that template that you have created inside of that grid space we were first in. So from here, you want to press these three little lines at the bottom left corner, and this is how you guys will be able to add stuff to this graphic. So if you're adding any shapes, any items, any images, any PNG or transparent images or vector images that you want to place on here, you're going to find them all here. If you want to go and change the theme, change the crop, change the filter, then you can find those here as well. So I'm going to go into add image, and it's going to take you to your photo album library, and you want to look for the image that you took that you like. I'll look crazy in all of them, but you know, it's gonna leave it like that. From there, you guys have different templates if you want to maybe crop it into a heart, Twitter sign, a letter. You can do all that. I'm just gonna keep mine how it was already. Typically for thumbnail pictures, you guys want them to be horizontal because that will fit better on the thumbnail. If you're doing vertical, I would suggest having more than one picture to put in there, because if not, just doesn't look as right. Once you're done editing your picture, you can just select done, and then it'll bring your picture into the program. My picture is pretty tiny, so I'm gonna do a single tap, and now I get options like size, tilt, move, alpha, which is transparency, and then remove if I wanted to remove it. So I'm gonna click size, and then from here I'm gonna use that first size so that it doesn't distort the image, and just make it as big as the thumbnail. So I obviously can no longer see my template, so I don't know what's going on if it's in the right spot. So I'm gonna do that single tap again, and this time I'm gonna select alpha, and I'm gonna bring that transparency down a little bit so I can at least see where in the thumbnail exactly my picture is. And then once I get it to where I like it, I'm gonna bring the alpha back up. Cool, looks good to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually press the share icon and save that image thus far. Cool, it's saved in my photo gallery, and it's gonna show me this ad now. Wonderful. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to that photo icon from before, and instead of going to plain images, I'm gonna select photo album, and then I'm just gonna select that same photo that we just saved. From there, it will open your photo, and now it's the dimensions, the 1280 by 720 dimensions that you need for a thumbnail. There's also different options here if you want to add any filters. So if you are doing a thumbnail that's just a picture, that's how you get those pictures to be the right dimensions. But now if you guys want to add some text or other features to it, stay on this ride with me. Cool. So if you do a single tap on that image, you can now add text. So I'm going to select add text, and we're just going to call this creating a thumbnail. Cool. Now I'm going to press the align button to align it to the center, and I want to change that font. So I'm going to go into font here. The dot is the typical font that I use standard, so this has those standard fonts that you're used to seeing, and then it has so many fonts, yo. That's why they call this fonto, y'all, because it has literally any font you can imagine. So you can play around with the fonts, see what you like, see what you're feeling, and then just select done once you have it. For me, I like my thumbnail text to either be perfectly center or just perfectly aligned. So what you guys can do is you can click on move, and if you press that little A icon, that first A will put it right in the center horizontally, and the second A will put it right in the center vertically, so you guys don't have to worry about moving it till you get that perfect alignment. It has that tool in there. If you select it as well, if you need to go change your text, you can just go back into text, change your font, you can go into font. Inside of style, you guys can change the color of your text, so you can play around with the different color options again, scroll through, or even manipulate the colors. If you go to stroke, that's how you can add that outline, so maybe you still can't see no matter what color you choose. If you do an outline, you have that option. You could play around with the width of the stroke right there. Also background, so if you want to add background to the text, then you can press that, and then you have some background added. And then also you can go into style at the very top next to color, and now you can play around and add shadows to it. So it has some preset shadows at the bottom here that you can add. You can add some blur to the shadows if you want. You can change the color of the shadow. There's so many different things you guys can play around with in here. Spacing here, you can change the spacing of the letters themselves, or you can even change the spacing of the lines if it is this double lined text. Up to you. You guys can have so much fun with this. And then of course underline, and you just click done once you have it where you want it. Want to create a border around this, I'll go into my 3 lines again, go into add item. I would just find this one right here, which doesn't have anything on the inside. Tap it if you want to change the color or anything. For this, I need to change the size. So right now, instead of just changing this whole size itself, which will keep it as a square, I'm going to actually change the width to make it as long as I want it in the height. And you can even go back to that move tool and just have it perfectly center, and then just play around with this. I'm going to actually move that text to be to the center too, so I don't have to worry about making sure it's aligned. Okay, great. But once you guys have a thumbnail, have it where you like it, all you have to do is press that little share icon at the bottom and then save as PNG, and then it will save it as a project inside of your photo album. So you guys have an easy thumbnail that you can now go into YouTube Studio application and change what that thumbnail looks like if you have already uploaded your video, or you can even just go in and upgrade the thumbnails that you currently have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Create on iPhone series. I hope it's very enlightening and easy, simple for beginners to understand, and I hope that you guys have been able to create some great content during this quarantine. Please make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that at workthatcass, just for some more creations, work behind what I do, and have a great life, y'all. Peace out.